is. Get it loaded up. Okay. There we go. Just gonna move this here. Okay, when we last left you, you were just outside Mount Weather. That top secret bomb shelter everyone's talking about. So we've got a winch here. A manually operated winch is mounted in the side of the scaffold. Attached to it are 2 thick metal cables, each running up one side. These are used to raise and lower equipment from the ground to various levels of the scaffold. The painter scaffold, about half width of and nearly as tall as the door itself, has been erected in front of Mount Weather's main entrance. Yeah, there's a... yes, that's right. I was like, I remember being able to cover this in something. It's the tarp. You quickly snatch the tarp off the scaffolding, bundling it up in your arms and praying it wasn't noticeable. Do I need to... I think I need to attach that to the... Do I have... I love that I still have this chocolate bar. You'd have to buy a specialized winch-compatible tart coupler. Sold separately. Clamps. The clamps are way too high. You can't reach them from here. Maybe if I turn this. Yes. And then get the top and put them on the clamps. Which, if I was able to connect that one from there, I wouldn't need to do this. There's a lot of resistance from the winch as you raise the top. It unfolds as you draw it upwards, forming a dirty grey curtain in front of a dirty grey door. You stop when the clamps reach the top of the scaffold. You know what I think's funny is that if the whole idea is that I can't walk across here because the guard might be able to see it, how did he not see me put the tarp up? My suction cup. You walk behind the top and press your body to the huge metal door. The suction cups take hold and you perform a human spider routine up the doorway. The more graceless human spider there's never been. Yay! We're over the main entrance. Beyond the top of the door is a grill, possibly for air conditioning, possibly for releasing radioactive gas or other contaminants, possibly for... Well, the possibilities are just too exciting to think about. Okay, so let's open. You tug at the grating, but as you have only one hand free to do it, and you don't want to pop your suction cups off the wall, your tugging is wussy and ineffectual. I've got the tire iron though. With the tire iron in hand, you're easily to pry the vent open and swing over to the side. When this is all over, you've got some calls to make. There are a lot of TV news magazines that will probably love a show about how easy it is to break into this place. With the vent now open, you set about struggling into it. First, you remove the suction caps from the door, place a hand inside the vent and affix the cup to the smooth metal surface inside. Then it's a simple matter of doing the same with the other hand, which gives you enough leverage to pull yourself into the cramped space. You remove the suction caps from your arms and legs. As you do, you notice a light breeze being sucked in from the outside. Good, you think. This is a simple ventilation shaft. Then you smile, not a whole lot, at the thought of getting stuck somewhere in the shaft and your dead body rotting in the vent for months, while the feds go crazy trying to find the source of that stench. Wouldn't that be a joke on them? The faint light that enters behind you is sufficient to get you past stern to the left and a twist to the right. After that, you find yourself in total darkness. You put a hand to your face to see if you're still wearing the headless box, but you're not. You pull the goggles onto your head and flip on the power switch on the side. After a moment, the world pops into view, in various shades of green and grey. It's like being inside a gigantic Nintendo Game Boy. There is a vent here. Raising the goggles so you don't blind yourself, you look down into the vent. Oh, no. Go back in. Go back in. You naughty boy. I was just curious about the vent. You okay there, Jake? Oh, that's right. I need to blow the whistle to work out where I'm going. You hear barking from the ducks ahead. Okay. Blah. Ducks ahead. Oh, there's a nearby fan. Okay, still ahead of me. Good, good. Just gonna have to hope. Okay, still ahead. It's drowned out by the fan. Can I turn off this? Hey, the fan pops off. Yes. No, we don't need to look at that. We're just going. To the left. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm ahead. Yeah, you'll have to get closer. Alright. Okay, still ahead. To the right. Oh, it's getting louder. Okay, the cafeteria's below. Today they're featuring the Dillinger Deluxe hook goose on a slab of marble rye, Hoover's favourite turkey salad with a hot cross dressing, and Mississippi fries. Hang on, just gonna check one thing. Because I just suddenly went, you know what's weird? No one has actually... Yeah, okay, no one just commented. People are watching. Hello. But, you know. What do you reckon? From the right. Okay, well there's nowhere else to go, so I'm just gonna hoof it until there's another choice. Oh, this isn't another choice. Here we go. Ahead of me. Where am I going? To the left. Where is there a fan that I'm hearing? Ah. Okay. Hot dog, that's Ralph von Wow Wow down there, and he seems to be in one piece. Oh, by the look of it and the smell of the dingy, dirty little cell that they've got him in, they've been grilling him for hours, in both senses of the word. Ralph is panting and his fur is matted. You think you see him flick his eyes up towards you. Sitting across from him is a tired-looking sergeant in shirt sleeves. He speaks to Ralph in quietly threatening tones, but it also raises shrilly from time to time, as if the sergeant's patience is at an end. On the other side of that partition, a researcher and a military person watch. Trying to tune out the abusive bluster of Ralph's interrogator, you're able to catch a few snatches of other conversation. They're discussing the course of exploratory procedures that will help them determine how Ralph is able to speak. They both seem impatient to move beyond the interrogation phase. As the scientist points out, anything Ralph tells them is completely suspect anyway. And you could hear one of them say both of them. The sergeant sitting across from Ralph wipes his forehead with the drenched sleeve of his shirt, curses, and resumes the interrogation. Ralph must be doing a fine job of frustrating this guy. It must be the German genetic predisposition to seriousness and their proud heritage of self-discipline. The sergeant asked Ralph if Malion was French. A brisk breeze is trying to draw away the thick, unpleasant air from the stuffy little room. There's a guard over here. A silent MP watches over Ralph and the officer speaking to him.
I don't think so. What? Because he chose a German Shepherd? Dumpkov.
Yes, he is amazing. Ralph is looking at... the sergeant asks Ralph if as Malion has performed a surgery on any other animals. You stroke the top of Ralph's head. He looks up at you and smiles. Or you'd like to think...
He didn't perform the surgery. He had another student perform the surgery. I told you that.
Yes. So, I think what I need to do is I actually need to go and turn off more fans. Ah, yes. Make it hot in there. Hot box them. They will... You hear a lot of movement in Ralph's cell, and you crawl back to the vent. You should remove the grill. Alright. Remove. You carefully dislodge the grill and pull it into the duct. Ralph looks up at you, and you think smiles.
I knew it wasn't Joe.
What? You could tell by the way I whistle?
They're distinctive. You'd be surprised.
Maybe not. It's an instrument. Kinda.
Calm down, but be quiet.
Are they right outside?
I don't think so. But people keep walking by. And thank you for coming.
Joe's outside.
I know.
How? How do you know? What do we got here? We got a pencil? You're a little far away, and as you squint at the pencil... And could it be? You think... And it is! Another Faxon Castaroga number 2. Various types of handwritten papers are scattered around the desk. This is a vintage, smooth, corroded word processing typewriter. Ooh, the sergeant's crisp, spotless hat is sitting on the desk. You hope his skull isn't catching cold. Uniform is hanging on this door. Now the door. From here, you judge the door as a 1 to 3 /8-inch solid core pine, 30-inch wide, much more than your speed than the 50-foot steel jobbies. Joe foolishly forgot to pack his Ronco remote control door snaffler, which snaffles closed doors from up to 20 feet away, and also lets you change light bulbs from across the room. You pull up on the lamp cord, bringing the light bulb all the way over to you. There being nothing particular you can do at this point, you lower it down again.
I'm sorry to have to tell you, Jake, but you don't do the floating light bulb trick nearly as well as Piotr does.
Well, you know. What have we got here? Empty the ashtray. Restraining those Felix Ungaresk impulses. Is there anything else in here? I feel like there was something else in here. There's a desk almost below you. It looks as if it would probably support your weight if you jump down, but if it doesn't, the jig would be up. Oh, I've got the grappling hook. What am I doing? That could work. You set the grappling hook on the lip of the vent and lean on it as much body weight as possible to help sink the hooks into the thin metal ducts. You reach down and pull on the rope to test it. The hook stays pulled. Ralph paces nervously as you ease yourself out of the vent and lowers yourself down the rope until your feet touch the ground. You turn around and whip the rope until the hook dislodges. You deftly catch it, wrap the rope around your arm, and turn to Ralph. Hey, buddy.
This is very impressive, Jake. You know, I heard somebody here say that the CIA is looking for a few good assassins.
In high school, I was voted least likely to be an action hero. So have you noticed any prospective exits?
I'm game
So-
for the ducts.
Well, there's a problem with that. It lets out above the main door, and that's a long way to the ground. How are you with suction cups?
I had one a long time ago. It passed right through my system.
Okay,
Hey.
we'll find another way.
Oh, we got the... Let's do some typing. You never learned how to type. When you were in school, only girls were allowed to take the typing class. Weird. You took shop instead, and to your credit, you still have the napkin holder you made as a final project. I'm gonna take that cap. You hold the garment up to yourself, evaluating for size and style. The color is all wrong and the cut just isn't you, but you've got to love these prices. The drawer is locked. The report is entitled, Implications and Applications of Heightened Intelligence in Domesticated Animals. You skim the report. It details ongoing experiments involving a dog, most certainly Tina, and outlines several proposed procedures. Some of the diagrams and drawings are greatly disturbing. You close the report and toss it back on the table, feigning indifference so that Ralph is less likely to want to take a look on his own. Let's talk to Ralph.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
What did you do, Ralph?
I guess I shouldn't have gone on Nightline.
I told you not to go on Nightline. I told you people would see you.
So you told me, I admit it. I should have gone on the new Bill Cosby show instead.
Yikes. Yeah, maybe not, man. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah?
How did you get here anyway?
Joe and I had gone into PetSmart to pick up a few toiletries. So we are in the toothpaste aisle and 4 or 5 guys smelling of fast food came in behind us and just hustled me out.
Did you say anything?
Not for hours. Not until they started talking about finding Joe and bringing him in too.
He was shadowing them the whole way. Tracked them here, then came back to the bar and got me. Didn't waste any time.
His birthday's coming up. This year, I do something special.
What have you told them?
What have you told them?
Just about everything. 10 times. And the truth, too. The intelligence was mutation. The voice was surgery. The combination was a coincidence.
That's where I can see them getting uneasy. They probably don't like coincidences.
Precisely.
don't.
I don't know if I would believe it myself if I wasn't a talking dog.
Truth.
If you have any superpowers other than speech and intelligence, now's the time to use them.
I also smell much better than you do.
If that's true, I need a shower. If you have any suggestions for getting out of here, I'm all ears.
Until now, I've been concentrating on not giving them reasons to dissect me. There are only 2 exits that I know of, other than the way you came in. They're both doors and they both high security. They have an elaborate password system that I have not been able to figure out.
Can you tell me anything about it?
Not really. Just listening to it, I can't make sense of it.
So we still have to find this other puppy.
Yes, I think we have to.
Okay, cool. This is the first
Just
time
checking to make sure you don't slip out of consciousness.
I've heard any
From a
mention of it,
concussion.
other than
or
the report
something.
mentioning
This
Tina.
wasn't Howard Beach. Although I think that Sergeant wouldn't have minded taking a swing at me, and I certainly wouldn't have minded biting back.
Cool. Oh, dear Lord. I love it. I love that the hotspot is backwards. Oh, yes. With these clothes and that haircut, you feel like a stranger in a strange land. Looking at Ralph's reflection brings a question to mind.
Ralph, how come dogs go crazy when they see themselves in a mirror or trash can or something?
They wouldn't if their masters would brush their fur once in a while.
Now, is there anything in this uniform? You go through the pockets of the uniform, you find a small key, a folded subpoena, a wad of cash rolled into a cylinder, a fortune cookie-size slip of paper with the word phonics on it, and a crack pipe. After weighing the pros and cons of this stuff, you decide to take it's safest just to take the key. Ah, but the money. Okay, the desk is locked, he said. So let us unlock the desk. You try the little key from the uniform in the dress drawer. It makes a satisfying click. Open. You open the drawer and look inside. It contains a memo. DoD memorandum to guard duty personnel from Mount Weather Operations, date the 15th of May, 1994. Re-ejac drills. Commencing immediately, an unannounced ejac drills will be performed on a irregular basis. Immediate lockdown is required, and all locks should report as red on systems. Diagnostics will periodically be administered during ejac drills. Beta security procedures will be in effect. Wow, great. You notice a handwritten note at the bottom of the memo. Goaty fish, chagkink, igtub, cannot make up and bleh. Oh, yeah. Let me just take a photograph of that. Okay, cool. So we need to open this. Oh, and we probably should wear this too. Deciding to see how the other half lives, you slip on the uniform and the sergeant's cap. Thanks to the Army's one-size-fits-all tailoring, it's not too horrendous, although it makes you look a little full in the back, so to speak. Oh. Beautiful! We're gorgeous! I had to. Now, do I have anything that might jimmy this open? Pocket knife? You can't pocket a knife the... Can I pocket knife the lock? You pull everything you can find from the jackknife bin on them's
I
lockpick.
told Joe to get the next model up. It was only another $20. And it came with a lockpick and a cattle prod.
I'd settle for either one of those.
Yeah. Do I still have my wallet? I do. Open up the wallet. Open up the wallet because I think I have a card. And when there's a card and a lock... In the hopes that the lock is a simple one, you slip your driver's license into the slit between the door and the jamb. You peer in and see that the stiff plastic laminate is indeed helping to push the triangular bolt back into the door. After a couple of minutes of wrestling, you succeed in pushing the bolt back. You leave the license in plate and slightly turn the handle and pull the door open a crack. Ralph pads open and joins you as you peek out of the door to see if anyone's around. They're not. You slip your hand in outside of the door and feel for a latch or key. There isn't one, but there's a pair of buttons above and below the bolt on the narrow edge of the door. You switch their positions and disable the lock. Having unlocked the door, it now opens as easy as you please. You step into the room beyond and Ralph trots behind you and stands behind your legs. The cavernous interior of Mount Weather echoes with the voices and footfalls of countless military and civilian personnel. What it must have cost to hollow out this mountain, you can't begin to guess, but the biggest question in your mind is, where do they all park? Yes. No, I agree. Where do they all park? Oh, this is indeed quite a cavern. I'm guessing this is the door we just came out of. Got some walls. And a gate. This large corrugated metal door is doing a fine job of filling out the doorway. Oh, here's a thought. Because these are gates. Maybe we can get... No. We can get Ralph to... Okay, maybe not these gates. There's doors and such over here. Ralph, can you... I just click on them and hit sniff.
Can you tell whether or not there are people behind that door? You know, smell it and see what you get?
Yes, I could. But you know, Jake, maybe this is the time to put your training to the test.
But this isn't like truffle hunting. Truffles smell horrible. I don't have the olfactory sensitivity you do. I can try, but...
There's no try, only do. Trust your instincts, Jake. Let go.
Okay, Ben.
You kneel down and pretend to be petting Ralph as you sniff near the bottom of the door.
I don't know.
Close your eyes.
Yeasty.
Mm-hmm.
Sour. Sweaty.
Very good.
I'd say there's a room with people in it. Men.
And?
Beer.
Close.
Non-alcoholic beer.
And?
Cheese fries.
Very good, Jake.
Thank you. Believe me, it's luck.
In my experience, there is no such thing as luck.
Okay, that's an elevator. Begin to sniff the cell door, then you'd remember that if anyone had gone in here, there'd be an alarm raised. Okay. Forklift supplies. Some edifices. Oh, another door.
How about sniffing this one?
How about it?
You're gonna make me do all of these?
Why
Yes.
not? I won't let you make any big mistakes.
You crouch and pretend to take a stone out of your shoe. As you do, you sniff the aroma wafting in from under the door. You close your eyes.
Ozone.
Ralph waits for more.
Oil?
What kind?
10W30.
Good. And?
It's sharp, I don't know.
It envelops you and guides you.
Acetylene?
Very, very good. Are there people in there?
You press your ear to the door.
Cheating.
You sniff instead.
Yes, there are people. At least there's a woman in there.
And she's wearing?
You take one more good drag.
Stetson for women.
Be proud, Jake. Be very proud.
There's another door. You begin to sniff the door when Ralph goes into action. He stands up, his hands against the door, and he starts to push the handle with his nose. You immediately catch up to him and grab the handle.
Wait, is it safe?
Ralph mutters something that you can't quite hear and begins to scratch quickly at the door. You realize he's attracting attention. You turn the handle and he bolts into the room beyond. You stick your head into the room and quickly scan for humans. You see none. The room's lights are at half brightness and it's obviously a laboratory of some kind. You're struck by the strong animal scent and another one, a powerful antiseptic, and the combination is sickening. You can only imagine how overpowering it must be for Ralph. On the far table of the room are stacks of cages. Ralph has already been skittering between the lab tables and is running down the stacks, bumping cages with his paws, finding no friction on the smooth floor. Before you can reach him, he tries to come to a screeching halt, overshoots, paws clicking frantically, and he runs back the other way until he stops in front of the large cage at the bottom row. Ralph settles to the floor and lowers his head between his paws, coming face to face with another dog. They sniff each other, Ralph wildly, twitching with excitement, the other one more tentatively. Ralph whines.
Yes, it's a very bad smell.
Ralph's body stiffens in shock at the sound of her voice.
Wait a minute.
Ralph stands up and sticks his nose into the cage. You reach down and open the cage door. Ralph steps back so the other German Shepherd can come out. They sniff each other from head to toe.
I know you.
But you don't remember me.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
You are Ralph.
Ralph whines again.
It's okay. It's been a long time. You are just a whelp.
Wait, Tina? Mm-hmm. Oh, my dog.
I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
But you're speaking.
I'm sorry, excuse me, but I'd like an introduction.
Tina, this is my friend, Jake Stonebender. Jake, this is my sister, Tina.
A pleasure.
Do, 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 do. The three of you walk out of the lab and into the atrium.
Now, don't act smart, okay? Just act like a couple of normal dogs. The less attention you draw to yourself, the better.
Agreed.
Ralph whines and scratches behind his ear. Okay, we've got the scaffolding over here. The tarpaulin surrounds the scaffolds, effectively shields the interior from view. This seems to be an adequate hiding place, though it's not entirely secure. Ralph and Tina follow you. Where? Look at this my legs. There's no space for anything else here. Your genes undermine the sergeant image you're trying to project, but fortunately, you guys rarely notice what other guys are wearing. My feet. You could make a commercial for these rugged, durable thumb McCann knockoffs of Rockports. They've held up even the most heart-trying conditions, crawling through air conditioning ducts, trampling through steamy jungles, pounding on the cobblestones of Romania. You just wish your toes had a little bit more room to wriggle. That's why you need barefoot shoes, my dude. Suddenly you've got happy feet. It doesn't help you out of Mount Weather, but it sure makes you feel like you're dancing the right way. Ralph sniffs around the ground for a moment. Tina hears a noise and looks towards it, cocking her head endearingly. What we got here? Put my feet on the base. Oh, whoop. Put my feet on the base. Yeah, you guys, what do you got? Oh, look at Tina. She's so pretty.
Tina?
You are not really military, are you?
No, this is a borrowed jacket. Sort of.
Okay.
Ralph?
Yeah?
Yeah, stay here a bit while I look around.
Stay here while I look around a bit.
You He's so pretty. Oh, I've still got Tina.
Yes?
How did they find you?
I was answering phones during a fundraiser for a local public television channel in Teaneck, and they swung the camera around, and 15 minutes later, these FBI agents hustled me out of the studio. Can we talk about this another time? I'd kind of like to get out of here if we can arrange it.
Sure, I'm sorry.
No apology necessary.
I insist.
Okay.
Okay. I like her.
Yes?
How much older than Ralph are you?
About a year. Not to cut you short, but could we discuss this in civilian territory? That is, if we are planning on leaving.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Still got stuff to ask you, Tina.
Yes?
What have they been doing to you here?
Tina's eyes begin to tear.
We don't have to talk about it here if you don't want to.
Thank you.
No. She stops before she gets too high up. Oh, whoa. Oh, all right, Tina.
Yes?
Can you stay here as well?
Tina, please wait here for me.
Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. Okay. I think I need to go back from here. And now that I don't have the dogs, that will make it a bit easier. You rap on the door, momentarily imagining that Joe is standing right outside as far as the key card and just waiting to let you walk outside. But from the incredibly dull thud in your hand, you're not even sure the knock made it to the outside. You walk to the little door, trying to appear purposeful, matching a slightly brisk pace at what everyone else is moving. You arrive without incident and try the door. It is sealed as tightly as if it was part of the wall itself. Dang it. Okay, bend down, look to see if you've attracted any attention. You haven't. You tried to lift the metal gate, but it's locked. What about this one? Same. There's a door here? I think that was a misplaced hotspot. You realize that the sergeant, the scientist, the general... Oh no, so this is the room that I came out of. Oh, so the one that I thought I came out of, which is this one here. Okay. What looks like the very first push-button phone ever manufactured is hanging on the wall closest to the door. You start to call the guardhouse, but decide to poke your head in the scaffolding just to make sure they're prepared. You walk over to the scaffolding and go inside.
You two stay here. I'm gonna go make the call. Be ready to bolt. I don't know how long the door will stay open. We've got a truck outside the fence at about 1 o'clock from here. Joe should be ready. There's a large scaffold right on the other side of the door. When the door starts to open, if it opens outward, it's gonna knock that scaffold right over. Hang back. Don't start to run till the scaffold falls down, okay? One more thing. There's a hole in the fence, but be careful. It's an electrified fence. It should be turned off, but just in case, pretend it's on. I'll follow as fast as I can, but if you don't see me and they're gaining on you, don't wait. Take off.
Good luck, Jake.
Even if we don't make it out of here, it was worth it to see you again, Ralph.
Aww.
You've turned into a very handsome dog. I am glad Melian gave you the same gift he gave me.
She licks his ear.
Hasta la vista, puppies.
Oh boy. You pick up the phone and dial 512. Guard asks you for the password. Oh, because it's the phonics. So it's the sound that it makes. So that would be... Let me look at my notes. Okay, other part of the password would be... Yes.
Heck yeah, that's the one. What's up?
This is Sergeant...
You glance at your name tag.
This is Sergeant Kirkland. We're conducting an ejac drill, and I need to test a couple of systems.
Yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir.
Turn off your backup systems.
Through the receiver, you hear the snap of the guard toggles what he thinks is the backup system switch. Because of the switch you made earlier, he's actually unlocking the main door. To your right, there's a brief, deep bass hum as the lock turns off. Your stomach knots as you realize how close you are to
Sir?
run for your life.
Backup systems are off now.
Good. Now try unlocking your panel and hit the main door button.
Sir, the door is currently unlocked. The main door button will open it and knock down the scaffold, sir.
Who exactly am I talking to?
Private Jensen, sir.
Jensen, huh? Private Jensen? Well, this is Sergeant Kirkland. Got that? How would you like to stay a private for the next 30 years?
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir.
Good. Then do as I told you. Just be sure to toggle the main door lock on first. That'll prevent the door from opening.
You hear the click of another switch being thrown. In reality, the guard is merely turning on the backup systems, which aren't being used because the main systems are apparently operating normally.
Lock on, sir. We're all set. Shall I try the main door button?
Adrenaline courses through your veins. Everything comes sharply into focus, and the air feels unusually bracing.
Yes, Private. Make it so.
You hear him unlock the panel. He seems to be working in slow motion.
Now, sir?
Now.
You hear a soft click as the guard depresses the button. Nothing happens. Your heart leaps into your mouth.
Sir?
You have no idea what to say to him. Then with a low rumble, the front doors begin to open outward. The guard on the phone gives a satisfying shriek. Pandemonium breaks out. The outside scuffle falls with a crash. You pray the dogs listened and waited before running. Oh, and I missed that. Somebody behind you shouts at you as you run. You tear off the jacket and hat and throw it over your shoulder. Then you spot the dogs, black shadows running at high speed towards the hole in the fence. You can see the headlights of the truck beyond, bouncing slowly, approaching the hole. Joe must have been watching for the front door to open.
Hustle, Stonebender.
Don't use my name.
The shouts behind you increase in volume, but you've got a good head start. Shortly after the dogs leap through the hole, they bound up into the back of the truck. They turn and watch you draw nearer. Joe throws the truck in reverse and then does a perfect backwards one-point turn and throws the passenger side door open for you. You pick your way through the hole in the fence and dive into the truck. Joe floors it. Your legs are being pelted as the truck's wheels kick up dirt and stones.
Hang on!
The dogs are thrown against the back as the truck takes off, and you have to grab onto the seat to keep from flying out the door. As the truck races down the road, you pull yourself into the cab, reach out and shut the door. Ralph and Tina start to bark victory as the mountain recedes into blackness. Joe burns rubber all the way to Westchester, then slows down, and you all agree you've gotten away without being followed. For a nicer drive back to Callahan's, Joe takes a pretty wooded northern state parkway. By the time you get back, it's almost midnight and the party is still in full swing. As the four of you pile out of the car, Ralph speaks up.
Pardon me, but have I said thank you to anyone yet? Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome, Ralph. And thank you, Joe.
You're welcome, Ralph and Jake. Thank you, Jake.
You're welcome, Joe.
Thank you all.
You're welcome, Tina.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You walk into Callahan's amidst a chorus of cheers. A half hour later, you finish telling everyone the story of how you and Joe sprang Ralph and Tina from Mount Weather.
You know how they say military intelligence is an oxymoron? Well then, wouldn't that make military counterintelligence redundant?
So let me get this straight. You climbed up this immense door. And by the way, I hope you got paid scale for that. And then you were inducted?
I said I went in ducts.
He was absolutely heroic.
Jake, I think Tina likes you.
She's a beautiful dog.
Maybe she's available.
She could do a lot worse than you.
Thank you. But there's an obvious problem. Religion.
You know, Jake,
Uh-oh.
now that you've stolen Ralph and Tina from the government, you know what you have here, don't you?
Yeah, a couple of hot dogs.
I'm sure they've mustered their forces by now. Probably catch up with you any minute.
Don't say that with so much relish.
I apologize. After all, you're already a hot dog. I don't want to make you a sauerkraut, too.
A shudder passes through everyone present. Oh, you hear the sound of someone clearing his throat. The chatter in the room quickly dies down as people notice the bearded stranger standing by the chalk line, waiting for attention.
I would like to make a toast. This is the way.
Go for it.
To
This is
humor.
the way. I have spoken. Huzzah! Oh. A couple of people missed.
I can go on?
The floor is still yours.
Ah, good. Exactly. My name is Parabolus, and if I did not believe I was addressing an especially open-minded group, I would not be telling you what I am about to tell you.
I'd vouch for everyone in the room myself, only I know they'd all rather vouch for themselves.
Yes, you would. I believe each of you here would. I've been following you around, and I'm amazed at the complexity and adaptability of your race. Your capacity for friendship, your capacity for self-sacrifice. Unheard of.
Me personally? You've been following me?
Yes, you. All your little sojourns this evening, to the other places and times. I belong to an organization of beings that is outside of what you take to be the universe. In fact, I don't wish to brag, but Raymond has always been one of my most interesting universes, and I had very high hopes for it. Very high.
Who's Raymond?
I'm sorry, that's you. Your universe, this universe. Raymond is its name. In our language, roughly translated, it means big mistake.
Hey.
What do you mean you had high hopes for it?
It's clear what that means.
This project is due for termination. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
What are you saying?
He's saying they're getting rid of us, if you'll believe it.
It's nothing personal. It's a damn budget decision is what it is. But I'm thinking that humor might be what I need to convince the board that this universe has latched onto something of infinitely redeeming value, and that could save it.
You mean tell them a joke?
No. That's not how it works. See, there are several of us, each maintaining a number of universes. Each universe is created with, well, your closest analogy would be a computer program, I suppose. We assign vast, unique combination of traits to each universe, seeding it with the raw materials necessary to foster some sort of development. Or that's the idea, at any rate. Now, wherever life develops in some form, new traits are constantly developed at a staggering pace. Once in a great while, one of these traits will emerge as valuable enough to disseminate elsewhere, to perpetuate it in other universes, perhaps even to make it a part of the plane of existence we inhabit. I have never seen humor before. I would never have imagined it could display such a multiplicity of purposes. You simultaneously amuse and torment each other with it, which I still do not understand. Its efficacy as a painkiller is phenomenal. It softens negativity, and it produces laughter, a remarkable medicine that restores you both spiritually and physically in very subtle ways. Your humor, your concept of friendship, you have a lot of potential saving graces. You must be presented to the board. Of course, that will mean getting you out of this universe and... Okay. I've got it.
He directs his gaze at you.
Meet me in my office. And everybody, the next round is on me.
Whee!
Parabolus?
He's gone.
But look at what he left.
Mike indicates a bottle now sitting on the bar. A bottle that definitely wasn't there before. He also picks up a crystal shot glass. Everyone in the bar seems to have one now, including you. Excellent. We're actually going to savor that point and move on to Control. We will leave the final quest for a final stream of this.